Welcome to another incredible edition of The Forum. I'm your host, Sheila Evans. Our show highlights interesting and important achievements, programs, and events within our school system and our community. We have 3 great interviews on today's show. First, we'll talk with Ken Nance, Director of New Hanover County Schools Transportation, about the need for more bus drivers here in the county. Then we'll chat with Valerie Robertson and Carol Bales about the Arboretum and upcoming events. And finally, we'll sit down with Sean Gear from the Town of Curie Beach Rec Department. He'll tell us about Halloween Storytime by the Sea and other fall programs that will be going on this year at the beach. It's an exciting edition of The Forum, and we'll get right back after these short messages.
Planning the right amount of food is hard. The Guestimator makes it easy. Just tell it who's coming and what's for dinner. Then it tells you how much to make. And yes, it even plans for leftovers. Try it at SaveTheFood.com.
My guest is Ken Nance. He's Director of Transportation for New Hanover County Schools. And Ken, we're here today to talk about bus driver shortage. Give us an update and let us know what's going on.
Well, right now we have 8 bus driver openings, and whenever that occurs, it means that we've got 16 buses or 16 routes aren't being covered. And of course we do try to cover those with subs, but again it does create a problem because it means kids are waiting at the bus stop for late buses. We don't want that. We certainly understand the parents' frustration. We have a lot of that similar frustration for ourselves because we don't want buses being late to school each day. But again, like I said, we need 8 bus drivers right now, as well as the fact we have people out sick every day too we have to cover.
Oh, true. So you don't have a large pool of subs?
No, we don't.
Okay.
In fact, most of our drivers are all regular drivers. We have some people come in. We have wave drivers come in some. We have some other people who have other jobs that don't work in the mornings, and they help cover some of our shortage. But again, each and every day, this year as well as others, we've been short school bus drivers.
So if I understand you correctly, if you have 8 routes open, does that mean those children have to wait till the bus drivers do their other route and then come get them a little bit late?
Yes, that's what happens many times. We send out late calls to the parents, let them know the bus is running late. But,
oh, nice.
But it does mean that the bus will be late and the students will be late to school.
So how do you try to find new bus drivers?
We use all kinds of methods.
Okay.
The shortage is a common thing, regretfully, not just in North Carolina, but across the United States. In fact, I was in Kansas a couple of years ago, and I saw a big old sign on the side of a bus saying bus drivers needed. And I was in Virginia last year and saw the same kind of sign on the side of a bus. But things we do is we advertise on all the websites, Indeed, Facebook, and so forth. We put signs out around the county. We attend job fairs. You've probably seen buses parked on the side of the road with the signs on the side of the buses.
Right.
We do everything we can to try to get people to be interested in being a school bus driver, but it's not easy to do because it's a difficult job.
Is there ever an opportunity that someone can only do afternoons or mornings, or they have to be able to do both?
We actually have some drivers to do that. In fact, we have a couple of wave drivers who drive for Wave in the evenings and nights, but drive for us in the mornings. So yes, if somebody's interested in just driving in the mornings or afternoons, we can certainly make adjustments for that. And again, if you do drive in the mornings or afternoons, we can give you part-time benefits.
Oh, nice. What's involved in being a bus driver? Your CDL, what does that look like?
It's a lot more than people realize. First of all, you got to go to class for 5 days, and you got to pass a written test.
Okay.
And then you've got to also go out on a bus for 3 days and pass the driving test. You got to do a physical fitness test to make sure you're physically fit to get on and off the bus. You got to pass a DOT physical. You got to pass a drug screening, an alcohol screening. Also, we have to take them through the criminal background screening and also their driving record screening. So there's a lot of things involved, as well as the fact that they have to go through an interview. So we want to make sure we pick the right people to be school bus drivers.
I was going to say, it sounds like great check measures to make sure you're getting the right folks.
Yes, and we want to make sure we do have the right folks. So it takes a lot to be a school bus driver, but again, you're transporting children, and these students, we want to be safe each and every day.
Now, for the CDL class, is there a fee?
No, the CDL class is free. Now
Okay.
they do have to pay to get their license, but we do reimburse them for those costs.
Oh, nice. And that class is 5 days, and then they drive for 3 days?
Then they drive for 3 days. They have to wait 2 weeks. That's a state and federal standard. They have to wait 2 weeks between the written test and the driving test, and then they go out for 3 days. They drive actually 2 days with the instructor, and then the third day is actually the test.
And do they drive a route, or are they just driving out around town, or what does that look like?
They just drive around town, but
Okay.
they act like they're making bus stops and so forth, like a regular school bus
Gotcha.
driver would do.
Gotcha. Why do you think we have such a hard time getting bus drivers?
Well, there's a lot of reasons. I think probably in this county we have very low unemployment, which is good in a way, but it's also bad for us. I mean, there's lots of jobs out there for people, and jobs that don't require all the things it requires to be a school bus driver. Some people don't want to drive school buses in the traffic. They don't want to go to class. Some people just don't want to drive students, to and from school every day. The hours, a lot of people don't want to get up at 5 in the morning, be at the bus garage at 6 in the morning, drive to 9 or 9:30, then come back in the afternoon and drive from 1:30 to 5 or 5:30. So there are a lot of reasons people don't want to be school bus drivers. But probably the biggest one right now for us is the fact that the economy is going so well that there's so many other jobs out there to choose from.
Good point, good point. So do you think that advertising, maybe the split shift thing, could be a benefit?
We can certainly try that. We have not really advertised that piece of it. We just advertise as school
Right.
bus drivers, but that's something that we certainly is something to think about, yes.
Very good. What else is keeping the Department of Transportation busy?
Well, we just trying to make sure the kids get to and from school every day, trying to make sure we follow all the guidelines and make sure that, trying to make sure people are aware of everything they should be doing when it comes to stopping for stop school buses. That's a big issue for us, is a lot of times people do ignore the stop school bus. We have, on an average day, about 100 people pass a stop school bus. So our biggest job each day is trying to get students to and from
On
school
an average
safely.
day, 100 people?
100 times a day, school buses are passed whenever they got their stop sign out.
Wow, wow. Do you think that's intentional, or they don't know that they're supposed to stop?
I think everybody knows.
Yeah.
I think it's more people are just not paying attention. Are they in a rush? Are they on their cell phone? I mean, there's all kinds of reasons, but I think principally they're just not paying attention. And of course, on some of our buses, we have the stop arm cameras. They take pictures of these people doing this, and we give it to the Highway Patrol, and then they try to prosecute.
Oh, interesting. Very good. Well, Ken, thanks for stopping by. I hope that we get some results for the shortage for the bus drivers.
Thank you very much.
We'll be back in a few minutes, right after these messages.
Hey, Kevin, you thinking about retirement?
I'd love to, but I'm pretty busy with all this.
Yeah. Hey, let's meet our retirement coach, Avo. A is for taking action.
Not anxiety?
No, Kevin, you're gonna be fine.
You sing?
Barely. V is for variety.
And you dance.
Sort of. Come on. O is for optimize your savings.
Let Avo lead the way.
Visit aceyourretirement.org today.
Nice.
Thanks.
My next two guests are from the Native Plant Alliance, and they're here today to talk about the 2019 Native Plant Festival at the Arboretum. To my close left, I have Valerie Robertson, and far left, Carol Bales. We're going to pick on Valerie first. What is a Native Plant Festival?
Well, our Native Plant Festival is an annual event at the Arboretum on Oleander Drive that celebrates everything there is to celebrate about native plants. And we bring together vendors of native plants. We have hourly lectures by local horticultural experts who can
Okay.
explain everything about plants. We have educational exhibitors. We have just a variety of activities for adults and children to promote information about native plants and help people learn how they might incorporate them in their own landscaping.
Oh, nice. And Carol, can you tell us what is a native plant?
Well, a lot of people find that a controversial subject.
Okay.
Some people think that native plants are the ones that started here and they don't grow anywhere else in the world. Some people think that they're just indigenous plants that do well here and may have naturalized or found themselves a home here. So we take both categories of plants when we're talking about native plants, and we highlight all of those in our native plant garden at the Arboretum.
Nice. And Valerie, what will people find at the festival? We talked about the vendors and such, but what else?
Well, the educational component includes the vendors and a lot of interactive experiences for kids, and I think they can, well, you can speak more about what the kids can do. There will be 4 food trucks,
Oh,
so
good.
anybody who's excited about the lectures and wants to stay for the day, you can get a bite to eat, or you can get dessert, or you can get both. Strolling the grounds is always a wonderful experience. It's a beautiful time of year to see the flowers in bloom right now
Nice.
at the Arboretum.
Nice. Did we talk about the date for this festival?
Saturday, September 21st,
Okay, very good.
9 to 4.
And Carol, let's hear a little from you about what's available for children.
Okay. We have our Junior Explorer Backpack Program, which started and was sponsored by the Master Gardeners of New Hanover County. And that is a program where people can come in with their children and they can pick up a backpack. And we have 3 categories of backpacks. One is for birds, one is for I Spy, which is a search and find
Oh, okay.
activity for children. And then the last one is the native plants. So we have a backpack like
Okay.
this, and we have all the supplies that the children would need
Bust
to
that
explore the
They learned
the
to
gardens.
journal.
And this is a journal, and they learn to journal about their experiences in the garden, in the
Oh,
native
very
plant
nice.
garden. We also have a magnifying glass, and we have pencils and colored pencils so they can draw what they see in the garden, and they can learn to be scientists and do things that biologists do in the gardens.
Very nice. Now, Val, is there going to be, Valerie, sorry, is there going to be an issue with parking?
Well, we have found that this has become such a popular event that we have added satellite parking.
Oh,
So
good.
now anybody who wants to park across the street at Seagate Baptist Church, we will run a free shuttle. It's free parking and a free shuttle. We don't want anyone crossing Oleander on foot. So we've provided free
That's
shuttles
good.
for people to get there. But carpooling is a good idea. You'd like
The
to
entrance
do that.
to the parking is off of Greenville Loop Road.
Okay.
So it's just a short half block from Oleander.
Now, the day after the festival, is there anything else going on that day?
As far as events are concerned, no, but
Okay.
at 5 o'clock, they are going to have a plant walk over at the UNCW. And this is
The day of the festival.
the day of the festival.
Okay.
And so people can go over to UNCW and enjoy that activity, children and adults alike.
Very good.
So during the festival itself, there will be plants for sale and all these activities and a lot of things going on. But at any time of the year, it's a good time to go visit the demonstration garden, the native plant demonstration garden.
Okay.
You can see plants like this one and see what they look like actually growing in the ground. And see
Is
if you
that
might-
a native plant?
This is a native plant.
Very
This is
good.
on loan from Margaret Shelton of Shelton Herb Farm. This will be for sale unless I buy it first. It's a black-eyed Susan or a Rudbeckia fulgida.
Okay.
I don't pronounce the Latin very well.
I'll let you say that.
But it's this is a baby, and because I'll have the chance to buy this from the person who grew it from seed, I'll have a chance to talk to that person about what it likes, how well it does, whether it will do well in my amount of sun or shade or whatever. This will grow into a plant that's 2 or 3 feet tall. And it's nice to talk to the person who grew it
Gotcha.
to find that out so that you're not surprised by having the wrong plant.
Would the expectation be that anything for sale has that much information? Because that's pretty good.
Margaret's will.
Okay.
And in the other cases, the vendors will be standing right,
Right
there,
there.
so you can interview them to get the information about any particular plant you're considering.
Now, during the year, does the Arboretum have a need for volunteers?
Always. We have hundreds of volunteers at the present time. Most of them have been through the Master Gardener program that's provided every year. Susan Brown, our agriculturist, provides the education for that 6-week program. And so you're prepared during that program to become a volunteer either in the plant clinic, in one of our gardens like the Rose Garden or the Japanese Garden, and how to interact with the public and provide them with resources and information that they may need.
Gotcha. So if there was a high school student that had a burning passion to work with the plants and such, they might have a volunteer opportunity?
Oh, I would think so.
Yes, yes, absolutely. In fact,
They
we
always
have-
need volunteer hours for Beta Club and Honor Society and all those fun
Right.
things.
Yes, there's the 4-H club that is located at the Arboretum too. And so if they're interested in getting involved with the 4-H club, that would be a great opportunity.
Great, great. Well, Valerie and Carol, thank you so much for stopping by, showing us a Black-Eyed Susan. And hopefully it'll be a great festival.
We're looking forward to it.
Thanks so much. We'll be back in a few minutes, right after these messages.
As farmers and ranchers, stewardship of the land comes naturally. Your work keeps our water clean, improves the soil, and enhances wildlife habitat. It also provides countless benefits, not just for you and your family, but for millions of Americans who depend on this region every day without even realizing it. Thank you for being stewards of America's prairie, for all of us. Take a moment and find out how conservation pays. Visit conservationpays.org.
If I could go back and change it all, I would. I think I'm gonna miss you the most. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Maybe it's just the little moments. If I could go back and change it all. If I could go back, I would. But I can't.
My guest is Sean Gear, and he's the recreation coordinator for the town of Curie Beach, the rec department. So we're here specifically to talk about one event that interests me, and that's the Halloween story time.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about that.
So we partner with Fairy Tales and Dreams by the Sea. It's a very similar program that we put on during the summer, Storytime by the Sea. This one just has a little bit of a different feel to it. Different characters come, they dress as Disney princesses, and it's just a really great time for families and kids and all that stuff.
What elements do you most enjoy from this event?
The best part of it is the kids' energy. They come dressed as their favorite characters in their costumes, and their energy is always through the roof. Kids have a lot of energy anyway.
True.
And then, yeah, so when they come and they see their favorite characters, it goes through the roof, and they're always adorable in their little costumes. Most of the time, the kids are like 6, 7, and under, so they're in their little costumes, and it's just so much fun.
Besides dressing up in costumes, is there anything else that really makes this a Halloween event?
Yeah, so we have, everything is focused on kind of Halloween. So the stories that the princesses will read are all Halloween focused. The crafts will be Halloween crafts that you can hang at home and decorate the house and all that fun stuff for Halloween. So,
very good. Are there opportunities to meet with the characters?
Absolutely. So how it kind of works is the characters will come out and they will kind of read stories to each section. But they also have autograph cards that they will hand to all the kids, and the kids can get them signed, and then they get their picture taken. So don't forget your cameras, but they will have plenty of time after, during, before to see the princesses and get to meet them and have fun.
So what kind of characters can we expect? We mentioned princesses.
Yeah, so there's 3 of them that normally come, and so this Halloween event will have the Frog Princess, the Mermaid Princess, and Sleeping Beauty. So, and it should be a really good time. It's always a lot of fun.
Very good. What can attendees expect when they arrive at the event?
So when they get there, if you get there early, the princesses are not normally out yet. They're normally still, you know, waiting for everybody to get there so they can make their entrance.
Grand entrance.
Yes, the grand entrance. We have 3 sections that we set up. When you get there, you can pick a section and you don't have to move. We have a little padded floor where the kids can sit, seats for the parents or grandparents, and then you can just stay in that spot, and the princesses will actually rotate stations so we don't have a bunch of chaos. And then while you're at that station, the princess will sign, like I said, those little autograph cards. You can get some pictures, group pictures, and all that stuff. And then after they've visited each section, we have craft tables set up. The princesses will go to their craft tables, and then the kids can kind of disperse and go to those craft tables, and then get it all done and have your pictures and all that stuff. But we make it as simple as possible for the parents and kids so that the princesses are moving and not the kids.
Gotcha. What kind of time frame are you talking about?
So it starts at 10 a.m.
Okay.
on Saturday, October 26th, and it will run till 11:30. Sometimes we go a little after because we want to make sure everybody gets a picture, and that's absolutely fine, but 10 to 11:30 is normally our time frame.
So this is something you've done before?
Yeah, so our summer program, we do this every Wednesday during the summers.
Okay.
But this one is specifically for Halloween. We try to have the stories all Halloween, and the crafts are Halloween, and just have a really good time.
The kids get to come in their costumes.
Yes, yeah, and that's the best part.
And this happens at?
This happens at Curie Beach Oceanfront Park and Pavilion.
Okay.
So we have the open air pavilion right there across from the beach. It's a beautiful scene. Hoping for great weather. But even if it's raining a little bit, we're underneath some shelter, so it shouldn't be a problem.
Got it covered. What else is keeping you busy this fall?
Yeah, so coming up in November 23rd and 30th, the Saturday before and the Saturday after Thanksgiving, we have our holiday market. So we'll have a ton of local vendors. They'll line the park and line the street down in Curie Beach. So come down and do your Christmas shopping if you haven't done it yet by then, and which most of us haven't. And that'll be a lot of fun. And then the 13th, 14th, and 15th of December, we have our Fantasy Christmas show. That's normally from about 5 to 7 on the weekends. But the 13th, 14th, and 15th of December will be the Fantasy Christmas show. It's a lot of fun.
And what is the Fantasy Christmas show?
So it's something that Curie Beach has done for a really long
Okay.
time. It was started long before I was there. And it's just a bunch of kids who they actually get together regularly. They practice for a skit and play, and they come out and they dance, they sing, they have a really good time. And it's just a really good time for families to come down and celebrate the holidays together.
Are they local to Curie Beach?
Most of them, yes. Normally it's Pleasure Island. It's all encompassing.
I gotcha.
So
Okay.
Carolina, Curie, down towards the Fort Fisher area.
And so they practice a skit and some songs and such, and then get together to perform it?
Yes.
Oh, that's
Yep.
cool.
It's always a lot of fun, yeah. And I did want to mention too, we also, October 19th, we'll have one other event. It's called Halloween. It's a dog park event. So we will have a costume contest for you and your dog. We will have a raffle. We have some dog agility equipment. Our canine unit from Curie Beach will be there with his dog, which we're really excited about that. The fire department's going to stop by. We'll have some local vendors there as well, so we're really looking forward to a good time then too.
Halloween.
Halloween.
Yeah, my dog would hate me if I dressed him up. And the holiday market is November 23rd and 30th.
That's right.
About what time of the day does that start?
So that starts at 9 and goes to 3. So our
plenty
vendors,
of time.
Yeah, plenty of time. Our vendors normally get there early to get set up to make sure by 9 o'clock we're ready to roll. So people will start rolling in normally at that 9 o'clock, but we really see a busy time about 10 o'clock when people have had their breakfast and they're up and moving. But 9 to 3, the 23rd and 30th of November.
Now, is there opportunities for lunch down there? Are there local food trucks? Or I know,
Yeah.
of course, there's restaurants, but
So we generally will have a food truck. I'm not sure who that will
Okay.
be this year yet, but we have our local restaurants. Jack Mackerel's, Big Daddy's are right there. Freddy's, the diner, and obviously the pier's always there to get some ice cream. So we always love for people to come down and enjoy the market, and then head over and visit our local restaurants. It's always a good time too.
very good. So the 19th is Halloween. The 26th is the Halloween
Story time by the
Story
sea.
Time by the Sea with the princesses. And then you've got the November 23rd and 30th
That's
for the
right.
holiday market.
Yes.
And then December
13th, 14th, and 15th. Yeah, you're all over
Very
it.
good.
Look at
Well,
that.
I try to pay attention. Well, Sean, thanks for sharing that information. Curie
absolutely.
Beach is definitely keeping busy.
Yeah, staying very busy.
Very good. We'll return right after these messages.
Jeff Foxworthy here. You know, if you've ever found yourself repeating the same thing for 75 years, you might be Smokey Bear.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Well, thing is, there's a lot more to say. Like if you've ever found yourself burning yard debris and then walking away, well, you might be starting a wildfire. So for the love of the outdoors, go to SmokeyBear.com to learn more about wildfire prevention.
We hope you've enjoyed our program today. If you are interested in becoming a bus driver for New Hanover County Schools, you can call the Transportation Department at 910-254-4080. And the Curie Beach Halloween Storytime by the Sea will be held on October 26th at the Curie Beach Pavilion. For more information about the event, you can call 910-458-8216. And if you ever have any questions about the topics we discussed here on the show today, please call the school system's Public Relations Office at 254-4106 or check out the school system's website at www.nhcs.net. I'm Sheila Evans, and thanks for joining me today.